Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. So flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Okay. Good morning. While I wait for the trial to start, for Lori Vallow Daybell's trial to start, I was looking through some stuff this morning, and I ran across Melanie, an interview that Lori's niece did. Her name is Melani Boudeaux Pawlowski, and she used to be married to Brandon, who had an attempt on his life, and she's now remarried to somebody named Ian. So I wanted to deep dive into who Melanie is, which she's Lori's niece. And I'm going to play this interview, and there's a couple of spots I'm going to pause it and give my commentary, because I think that Melanie is like a carbon copy of her Aunt Lori. And there's a lot of different footage out there of Melanie that I'm going to play some of it. And I'm waiting on the trial to get started. The trial is not going to get started for like another hour. And I think yesterday, let me go look at the Twitter updates real quick. But I think yesterday they brought up Ian. Oh, they did. They brought up Ian Pawlowski. Let me go double check what it was. I forget now. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta do some laundry too, so I'm gonna listen to this while I fold up my laundry. I gotta do my mommy duties. So yesterday, this is what put Melanie on my mind. It was something about Ian yesterday. I think people are speculating that Ian Pawlowski is gonna testify for the state. And I believe they brought up stuff that Alex either bought, or that what Alex was doing when Brandon was shot at. So I'm gonna pull up this old interview. I already have it pulled up. I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. This is that old interview that Nate Eaton did 2 years ago. Two key people tied to Lori Vallow Daybell are speaking about their relationship with her and the Daybell's missing children, Joshua Vallow, JJ Vallow, and Tylee Ryan, and the death of Lori's brother Alex, and other events that have come to light over the past few months. Melanie is Lori's niece. She married Ian last November and lived next door to Lori in Rexburg during the time her children were missing. Melanie is currently involved in a custody dispute with her ex-husband, Brandon Boudeaux, regarding their 4 children. Brandon was shot at in October and believes Alex Cox, his ex-wife's uncle, was the shooter. The major players and timelines in the disappearance of JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. The Pawlowskis now live in Arizona and spoke with East Idaho News the day after Cox's autopsy report was released showing he died of natural causes. All right, let's get to it.
All right, well, the first thing I want to start with, Melanie and Ian, is your reaction to the autopsy results, which came out just the other day concerning your uncle, Melanie. Were you guys surprised at all? What did you think when you heard the news?
It was relieving, but we weren't surprised. We knew that it would be natural causes. We had no reason to think anything otherwise. I think it was just a comfort, like finally, like this part is over and it's one more stepping stone to just keep revealing truth. And then, the second half of the day, they open it up and say, well, it's still under investigation again. It feels like every time we get a little bit of good news, there's a little bit of drag to that too. But overall, just relief and comfort to be in the right direction.
You mentioned that they still said they're investigating, and there's going to be people watching that still don't believe those results or say there's something more here. What do you say to them?
I mean, you know, you see, you post truth out there, and people have already made up their minds and decided. Um, Ian made a bad joke, like, well, did they test for all the invisible poisons? Like, it's people will still think whatever speculation or rumors or whatever they want to believe, even when it's right in front of their face. And I was talking about this too. I was like, you know, when Tylee and JJ show up, you know, again, and you're here again, I don't know if people would even believe it. They'd still, you know, go on with their own, you know, still cold. It's still, they've done something bad, and a lot of people have already made up their minds. And
Lori's niece literally just said, if and when the kids show up again. So she's talking about JJ and Tylee. Let me see. I'm going to back that up so I'm going to play it again.
Ian made a bad joke, like, well, did they test for all the invisible poisons? Like, it's people will still think whatever speculation or rumors or whatever they want to believe, even when it's right in front of their face. And I was talking about this too. I was like, you know, when Tylee and JJ show up, you know, again, and you're here again.
That is some creepy stuff to say now that they've shown up again, but they showed up buried in Chad's yard.
I don't know if people would even believe it. They'd still, you know, go on with their own, you know, still cold. It's still, they've done something bad, and a lot of people have already made up their minds, and we just want to come on and share what we do know and share truth, and hopefully we, you know, keep getting opportunities where people will be open to that and be able to listen. So
Melanie, Alex was your uncle, and you know, from the beginning, a lot of people have thrown questions out there as to why he died. Was this big a coincidence? Was this just a big coincidence? Did you, from the beginning, think it was, or did, in the back of your mind, did you think there might be something more here?
There was absolute shock when I got a phone call from Zulema, and she was telling me I had spoken with Alex earlier that day, and he had seemed okay, but I knew that week before he was having trouble with he was overall a pretty healthy guy, but stubborn, like wouldn't ever, you know, put a Band-Aid on if he's bleeding everywhere, and you know, wouldn't do regular checkups. He just was a tough guy. And when he told me we were gonna meet up at one point, I was gonna bring him some of his stuff because he had moved down to be with Slama, and he then said, hey, you know, let's not meet up halfway, let's wait, I'm not feeling very good. And that was big for him to say that, because he never would say that he wasn't feeling good. So the week before, he said, you know, I just kind of have tightness in my chest or having trouble breathing. He said he had bent down to get a water bottle, and it took the breath out of him. And, you know, Zulema was absolutely worried and was like, you need to get to the doctor. And he was like, no, I'm fine. And the morning of, it was really kind of, I called him probably every other day once he wasn't in Arizona anymore. In Idaho. And the morning I'd called him, Ian was at work, and he was somebody I could kind of just, you could tell him anything, he's like a vault. And I was just openly telling him about, you know, things in my new marriage, things that were, you know, challenging, or things that were going really well. And he was just my best friend at that point. And he shared some things with me that were, I just felt like, write them down when he started talking to me. I don't know why I felt impressed to do that, but
like what?
He said, Melanie, the most important thing in your marriage is to be loving, be supportive, and be patient. And he kept repeating that, and I was like, I need to remember that always. Like, it always comes back to that. And, you know, it was his last words to me, and I didn't know that, but it was really just special, like, that I felt, you know, like, hey, write that down. And he just said, you know, everything's going to be fine. And, you know, just keep moving forward in faith. You're going to have your kids back soon, and everything's going to work out. And just.
Her Uncle Alex told her she was going to have her kids back soon. That was a lie. She still does not have custody of her children. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Uh-oh. Rightfully so.
You know, just go on faith. And later that evening, I get a call from Zulema, and I think I was excited. I started telling her about my day, and then it just shifted, and Ian was there, and I kind of just went into a shock for a little bit. And then I fell to the floor, and I just felt all the feelings of losing such a close friend. And I hadn't been very close with Alex most of my life. I was closer with my aunts and even my other uncle, but after starting to have challenges in my last marriage, Alex was a truck driver, and you could just call him. He always answered, and he would just talk and let you talk.
Oh, she had challenges in her last marriage. Yeah, let's see what that is about.
To him, and I do talk a lot, and he would let me just vent, and he would say, he never would put somebody down or judge them. He would just say, well, here's how you handle that situation. And like nobody could do any wrong in his eyes. He just was very positive, and somebody that was so influential to be around when I'm going through the hardest thing and missing my 4 children. He just picked me up every day.
How's Zulema doing?
I love Zulema with all my heart. I feel like it's been really hard. She hasn't been able to really mourn and grieve the loss of her husband. And, you know, all the accusations going out there, she doesn't really feel ready to come forward and share that story. And I respect that.
Is her new husband looking at her, trying to see if she's lying? Look how deep he's watching her. Mind you, he really doesn't know all the shit that she put her ex-husband through.
Or share her feelings on everything. And she's still just trying to get through every day and missing her husband. But she's doing okay.
I want to kind of back up to hear a little bit about each of you guys, because there has been some limited information that's come out about each of you. But would you mind just telling me about yourself, how you guys met, how you ended up in Idaho and then back in Arizona? Ian, could you start?
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in Southern California, and I got married in 2010, moved to Idaho in 2011 with my ex-wife, Natalie. We had 2 kids together. So right now they're 9 and they're 7, Max and Lily. And you know, they're fantastic kids. I miss them a lot right now, and you know, I would love to get them down here to Arizona. But
You think she had a baby with her now husband? Are you kidding me? Wait a second. Let me do some research. Hey, Firebird, how are you today? You better get you some sleep, knowing you got to go to work tonight. Let me check and see. Y'all give me a second. Did Melani Pawlowski and Ian have baby? Did she have her baby? What would this have been, about 2020? Is she pregnant? She is not pregnant with his child. I feel like that was a rumor, Firebird, that came out. I remember hearing that Melani might have been pregnant. But I don't see. We know Brandon got custody of. We know for sure that Brandon got custody of their 4 children. And then he just said that Ian just said that Natalie, his ex-wife, has custody of his 2 children. So together they have 6 children. So possibly, hey, S. White, good morning. How are you? Okay. They have 6 kids together. It's possible. I remember hearing a rumor though that that she was pregnant. I remember the speculation behind that, but I don't know that she had a child. another baby, and I don't see anything about it. Maybe she, hid the pregnancy. Did you know, Firebird? Did you know that in S White? Did y'all know that Zulema, Alex's wife, her attorney published an article about Brandon, which is Melanie's ex-husband, about him being gay and homosexual, and Brandon sued him, Zulema's attorney, for $2 million, and he won the $2 million. Do you guys think that that's why Lori and Melanie and Alex wanted Brandon dead? Do you think they wanted him dead for his $2 million judgment money? I think it's a possibility. I think it's a big possibility of why Alex may have tried to, attemptedly kill him. But I'm gonna keep looking, Firebird, and see if Melanie had a baby. You knew that, as White. You knew that she sued. Brandon sued Zulema's attorney. What attorney puts out defaming information? What attorney publishes defaming information about someone else and sits up? And there's something funny about that. That I know maybe I discussed it one time, but there's something funny about that, because why would Zulema's attorney be talking about Brandon Boudeaux being gay and homosexual? I don't understand that. That's weird to me.
So yeah, we were there with our kids. I started school at BYU, Idaho. I never finished. Just works.
Watch, you're gonna see him talk about kids. He misses his kids. He thinks she's such a great mom. Okay, just watch.
School and being a dad was too much, and I just figured I'd work. So Natalie and I hit our 9th anniversary, and on our 9th anniversary, she asked for a divorce. And so we worked our way through that. That started in March of 2019. Got all wrapped up in July, and then I decided I'd try to jump back into dating a little bit. Talk to I was talking to my friends and my family, and just kind of saying, like, I want to get back out and meet people. It wasn't really my goal to find a wife. I just wanted to find people to hang out with, and at the same time, I'd just gone through a really rough divorce. It kind of tore me up, and I'm trying to put my life back together, and maybe looking for a little bit of validation, just somebody to talk to who's not going to judge me and push me away.
He trying to put his life back together with Melanie, somebody that just tried to destroy her ex-husband's life and her children's life, and he coming along trying to put his life back together with this dysfunctional mess.
So I
wonder how that's working out for him now. I know that he's probably going to testify for the prosecution. I wonder how their marriage is working out right now.
I downloaded some dating apps and found Melanie on one of them and asked her on a date that day. I figured,
Not you met Melanie on a dating app. She really had no business on a dating app. She need to take care of her house and her home, and she out here on a whole dating app.
I hate talking to people through text. I don't feel like I communicate well over text, or I can't. I'm sarcastic a lot, and so that doesn't come across well in text sometimes. So I just wanted to. I feel better meeting people in person. So invited her out to dinner. We went to McKenzie River.
Sorry, what month was this, Ian?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this was November.
So Melanie, you had moved to Rexburg.
Yeah, the first week in November, I moved to Rexburg.
So you both were already in the same town together.
Right.
We were across the street from each other.
Yeah, we actually found that out.
And you didn't know that?
Didn't even know, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you went to McKenzie River.
Yeah, she
didn't know that he was across the street from her. Yeah, right. He probably didn't know. She probably knew. She is a very calculated, crazy person, just like Lori.
So invited her out to dinner. We went to McKenzie River.
Sorry, what month was this, Ian?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this was November. So
Melanie, you had moved to Rexburg.
Yeah, the first week in November, I moved to Rexburg.
So you both were already in the same town together.
Right.
We were across the street from each other.
Yeah, we actually found that out.
And you didn't know that?
didn't even know. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So you went to McKenzie River.
Yeah, she was just, I don't know how to describe it other than she just everything just kind of clicked with her. We'd had so many similar experiences with the way our divorces went, the way the last year of our lives had gone with just the struggles, and we understood each other. I found no judgment with her, no preconceived notions. She just wanted to get to know me, and we spent the next 2 days basically just talking constantly. It was I guess with the previous people I dated, it felt like I was trying to make up reasons to continue to date those people, to go on a second date or whatever. But with her, it was just easy. It clicked, and I didn't have to try to do mental gymnastics to justify a second date.
And then you got married shortly thereafter, right?
Correct. So, yeah, one of the things that I really loved, one of the things that I guess that led to us getting married so quickly was our children. I learned that, she had 4 kids, and
that she does not have custody of.
I absolutely love that. She said she saw my dating profile, that one of the first things I put in my bio, I guess, is that I'm a dad. I've got 2 kids. I love them with all my heart. And I want them to be a big part of our lives. And I didn't want anybody to be a part of my life that wasn't.
Oh, did she just give him the side eye when he said that? She was like, "Damn, like they will not be a big part of our life." Look at this. Look at her. She cuts in with her eyes.
I've got 2 kids. I love them with all my heart. I want them to be a big part of our lives. And I didn't want anybody to be a part of my life that wasn't going.
Why she look at him like that?
That led to us getting married so quickly was our children. I learned that, she had 4 kids, and I absolutely love that. She said she saw my dating profile, that one of the first things I put in my bio, I guess, is that I'm a dad. I've got 2 kids. I love them with all my heart. I want them to be a big part of our lives. And I didn't want anybody to be a part of my life that wasn't going to be supportive of my role as a father to my 2 children. And it's the same with her. I still haven't had the opportunity to meet her kids yet, and I can't wait. But seeing her interact with my kids for the first time, we came to Arizona.
Oh, you can wait. You can wait, because Brandon is not going to let that happen. If y'all hear me in the background, I am folding clothes. I got about 1 billion loads of laundry that I got to fold up in the middle of doing this. I'm sorry. Just ignore that.
Arizona. I came down with my 2 children to have Thanksgiving with my family, and she came down a few days later. And on her way down, she was talking about how she didn't have anybody to go to Thanksgiving with, and so I invited her to come be with my family.
You don't have nobody to go to Thanksgiving with because you want to kill everybody around you, like your Aunt Lori. What did he just say?
And she came down a few days later, and on her way down, she was talking about how she didn't have anybody to go to Thanksgiving with, and so I invited her to come be with my family.
Well, damn it, stop trying to kill everybody in your damn life, and maybe somebody will want to eat Thanksgiving with you.
The moment thing. And so she showed up, and my kids immediately fell in love with her. They
you lie. I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying.
A little shy, a little standoffish, and just immediately was attached to Melanie. Wanted to just take her around and show her everything she'd been doing, play games with her, tell her everything that's on her mind. My daughter she has no filter, so she'll just say exactly what she's thinking. And just to see Melanie interact with my kids, it just made me fall really hard, really fast for her, because she's just so sweet and good with them.
At one point, I had gotten out of the car to go run into the gas station on our road trip, and Lily said to Ian, "Don't blow it, Dad."
Well, I don't think you blew it. You guys were married shortly thereafter, right after Thanksgiving?
Right. Yeah. November 30th.
November 30th.
It was really fast. And, you know, I was in this, you know, battle still with my ex and didn't have my kids with us right then, but we felt both ready. We pray about decisions together, and we felt, you know, that it was right that we should get married when we did. And, you know, Vegas wedding wasn't dreamy or anything, but our goal was to be sealed in the temple, you know, one day. And so we said, let's do this while we have Max and Lily. And then when we have Braxton, Brighton, Blake, and Breeze too, let's all be together when we have that special day where we can be sealed together.
Now, were Alex and Zulema married? Did you guys have a joint wedding, or was that separate?
So Alex and Zulema had been dating for several months, and kind of Alex was very ready to marry Zulema, and she was a little bit like, you know, I'm going to wait till I get an answer. I know I'm supposed to be with you, Alex, but I'm going to wait till it feels like the right time. And they had talked about, do you want to get married in Jackson or, you know, Las Vegas? And it just so happened when they picked their date and had it more planned than Ian and I did. And, you know, the coincidence of us picking the day right after them wasn't planned or anything. It was just.
They don't be planning shit out. That's why they say they don't plan shit. That's why their whole life is a shit show. That's why their whole life is a shit. I'm going to show y'all after this. This has like 10 more minutes. I'm going to speed it up too. But once this is over, I'm going to show y'all some crazy stuff that Melanie did. Let's speed this up just a little so I can get to that next video. And I want to read some trial updates today. It should start in like 30 minutes.
What happened? And they were there, and we had made the decision in Arizona during Thanksgiving, and we said, let's do it. And while we're there, you know, we need a witness, and Alex and Zulema are there. And, you know, this isn't our big wedding day. This is just the beginning of our lives together, and we'll have that special moment when we're all together as a family.
Okay, so they got married the day before you guys did.
Yes, I believe so.
So
we got married on the 30th, and I think they got married on the 29th.
And was it just an intimate ceremony for the both of you, like any extended family or, you know, friends, or was it just kind of a small group?
She said they got married on the 29th, and they got married on the 30th of November. And Alex died on December the 12th or 13th, like a few days later. After him and Zulema got married, he died.
Yeah, it was just, for Ian and I, we had 2 or 3 hours. We got a dress and a tux and got the kids all dressed up and their hair done. And it was a small, I think the Lucky Little Wedding Chapel, I think is where we picked. And it's a small room. And it was just very intimate, quick, not anything crazy or anything, but it was special to us. And then Alex and Zulema just were there as our witnesses. And it was just planned last second. We didn't have time to invite a lot of people. It was just on a whim decision and felt like it's what we should do.
Now, Melanie, were you born and raised in Arizona?
I wasn't. So I was born in Utah, but lived in Phoenix as a baby, and then lived in California for a while. And then Seattle is where I spent a lot of time growing up.
And your mom unfortunately passed away when you were young, right?
Yeah, so we
It's her mom's name. I have a video on my page about it. Melanie's mom's name is Stacy Lynn Cox. And she died. I wonder if she's gonna say something about it right now, but she died. Well, her cause of death was undetermined. And there's a lot of people that run around and say why she died, but her official cause of death was undetermined. So Stacy died, which is Lori's sister. Stacy died when Melanie was 9 years old. But there's also, at one point in time, Melanie made a Facebook post saying that she was upset that her mom died when she was 9 years old. But she had been taken from her mom when she was 6 years old. So she doesn't even know her mom past 6 years old.
My mom got really sick a couple years after having me. She almost died having me. She had a deep vein thrombosis, blood clot, and the Cox side doesn't really have great genes. Like there's a lot of my grandpa's had cancer and blood clots, and initially when we heard about, I believe my grandfather was told by the police that Alex, they had thought they had a lung clot was the reason for his death initially. So that's what we've thought this whole time, that, you know, it kind of runs in the family, and that makes sense. But yeah, I think my parents had a rough time when my mom got really sick with type 1 diabetes, also with gastroparesis. She couldn't have the ability to absorb nutrients. and she was in and out of seeing doctors and in and out of hospitals. And I think it was hard on my dad. I know there was some infidelity on his part, and they tried to work through things, and they just couldn't make it work. And I spent a lot of time in the Cox home. So Barry and Janice, my grandparents, they lived in California, and I lived with them for a while. And my mom was sick, and I remember my dad traveling a lot for his job. And my mom finally felt like she was healthy enough when we moved to Seattle, where my dad got a job there. And it was just me, my mom, and my dad. My mom couldn't have any more kids, and I was kind of their baby. And when I was 6, my dad I remember, that's about as far back as I can remember, is the night my dad took me, and he said we were gonna go get gas.
Yeah, see, there you go. It wasn't her family. It wasn't Stacy's family. It was Stacy's husband or Melanie's dad that took her.
And we never came back. We left my mom there, and he turned the power off. He took all of her credit cards, took her planner, and just left her there. And she was really sick to the point she couldn't really take care of herself. And we hid out in a hotel for a couple months. And then from then on started a nasty custody battle between them. And, you know, when you're little, I just remember just being quiet, not really understanding what was going on. And I don't remember what went on in the court process. I just remember not seeing my mom a lot. And she fought as much as she could. And I think she got so sick, ran out of money, and things just weren't, you know, just in her case. And I grew up with just, you know, my dad, and then later my stepmom when my dad got remarried. And I heard all manner of things about the Coxes, and my dad kind of cut off communication with them. And these were people I grew up with, and I knew they were good people, and I loved them.
Her dad knew it was something not right with them people, and he was hurrying up, getting her the hell away from them people. He knew something was not right with that Cox family.
And it didn't feel right, a lot of the lies I was being told about them. But my mom later passed away when I was 9. Lori was the one that called and told me the news. She said, your mom's in a coma, and she's...
This whole interview, Ian is watching her like, what the fuck?
You know, she's probably not going to make it. And I remember that phone call, and I've always loved and trusted Lori. She's always been somebody that is just so much unconditional love on her end, no judgment, no drama, and I admire her so much. And I don't think I would have wanted to have that phone call by anybody else have to give me that news. And I remember flying up with my dad. He took me to see my mom last time in hospice. She was out, and she didn't come out of her diabetic coma. There was no, you know, it wasn't a surprise. My mom was always very sick and on the line of, you know, we don't know how long Stacy's going to last. And after age 9, and my mom passed, my dad didn't let me talk or see any of that side of the family. And I didn't know why, other than he was saying all sorts of things about them. And finally, when I was 15, I found my Uncle Adam on a radio. I think I Googled him. We had computers at high school, and I found him, and he was one of my favorite people in my life that I remember growing up. And then it kind of started connecting all those ties that I had gone so long from age 9 all the way to 15 without. And it's like we jumped right back into it. And for all those years, they didn't have me, and they tried sending packages, and my dad would return them, and I never understood why. I just felt something off in my heart, but no judgment or resentment on, you know, why my dad did.
I want to hear from Melanie now. I wonder, now that JJ and Tylee were found in Chad's yard, and Lori is locked up and being charged with conspiracy to commit murder on Tammy Daybell, Social Security fraud, and the murders and the conspiracy to murder Tylee and JJ. I wonder what she thinks. Would she still agree with what she just said?
And it's like we jumped right back into it. And for all those years, they didn't have me, and they tried sending packages, and my dad would return them, and I never understood why. I just felt something off in my heart. But
do you understand why now, Melanie? Do you understand why your dad wanted to get away from the Coxes now?
No judgment or resentment on, you know, why my dad did the things he did, but I wish to this day he would, you know, just say it for what it is, just be real about it, because that's how we grow. We go through these experiences, and Ian and I that's the most important thing to us. Like, we're not perfect. I'm terrible about being nervous on, you know, national television. I'm trying to get better at it, and it's hard to see all the comments people say about you, but we're trying to just be real and be open about everything now.
So was it kind of like Lori raised you after your mom passed?
Quantum entanglement. That's why channeling.
and kind of, you know, busy with her life, but she'd take me and go do fun things. And also my Aunt Summer and my Uncle Adam was, and I wasn't super close with Alex. He, I didn't ever get his jokes. He's a comedian, and I just was always like, it probably takes me a minute to process, like longer than most people. And so I would never really like connect as much with Alex as I did with Adam or Lori. But yeah, they were so important in my life, and to not have that growing up and have that confusion of, you know, what happened and why did things go south. And up until 3 years ago, I didn't know that my dad had been telling everybody this other side of, hey, your mom died of anorexia, and, you know, she was mentally ill, and, you know, basically made himself look like a hero. I took you away from her, and I knew.
Yeah, so I think they were doing something to Stacy. I think that Cox family is so messed up that they were either poisoning her. It was they were doing something unhealthy with Stacy her whole life. Why else would you be just sick your whole life?
Knew that didn't feel right, and I was like kind of in shock that everybody in the whole world thinks that she died of anorexia, and she's not here to tell her story. And I have all of her medical records and all the court documents, and it's hard seeing the same patterns of what happened to my mom now happened in my life, where my kids are taken away from me wrongfully, and things are said about me that aren't true. But I know my kids know who I am, and my own father is helping my ex-husband right now, and they've had my kids at their house and don't tell me, and I just have bullying text messages from my dad, and that's upsetting. I feel like you should love your kid no matter what. If all these false claims, if they were even true, if they really thought I was some crazy and in a cult and done something horrible, shouldn't they just reclaim me with kindness as their daughter and love me anyways? But the fact that these things aren't true, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And I don't have, you know, a good relationship right now where I feel like I can keep them close in my life right now. I'm kind of just loving them from a distance and letting everything play out. And I don't judge anyone for all the things that they're scared of or confused about, because this case it's heavy, and it's unlike anything. I never thought this would be our lives. Like it's unreal.
I do want to ask you, there have been other reports about your mother's death, that somehow Lori may have been tied into it, or whatever's killing all these other people. Your mom may have been the first victim. Can you address that?
Yeah, she died of natural causes. It's on her death certificate. But she had type 1 diabetes, and with gastroparesis with that, like she went to every type of doctor. She even went and, you know, I think she got tested for eating disorders, for everything she got tested for. And it was so clear what she had. It was so far from anorexia. It was a total manipulation of, you know, she's tiny and can't absorb nutrients, and he took us and ran with the story of that. And it's hurtful and it's untrue, and she's not here to tell that truth. And, you know, reading through court documents, there's so many things he could have said, because we're real and open about our family. We make mistakes. He could have said, you know, true things, but it was mostly just lies about everything. And that's similar to what's happening in my family court case. It's the same pattern. And I think we go through these things to learn and experience, and seeing that same exact thing happen now in my life, it's too ironic that it's the same exact patterns.
Yeah, the same exact pattern.
Okay, today is June 1st.
And odd, but I'm gonna find this other video. Let's watch Melani get arrested. Let's watch how entitled. You guys listen to the entitlement in Melani's voice in this particular video I'm about to show. She okay, let me see if I can pull it up. Give me just a second. Here we go. Woohoo. Add it. Oh, let me go and see. Let me see what date this was. Gotta keep all the dates in order. This would be November 2019. Okay, Melanie is speaking with the police officers on the night she trespassed on her former in-laws' property, trying to take her children. This footage is from November 2019. You guys, this lady is such a freaking brat. I gotta scoot it up some because the listen to how she talks to the police officers.
Held out of state. You were also criminally trespassed over the property. I asked an officer to come here last night to do a check-in because I'm worried they're in danger. But you came over here after being told you were criminally trespassed. But I have an agreement saying from this residence, correct? But my order says that it's my time with my kids. They're supposed to be in Arizona. My husband's kept them out of school for over a month. I just stayed my kids, and you're welcome to look at this order. They've been out of state, out of school, and my husband's lied to everybody. I'm sure he lied to the cop last night. So this is my order. Been in contact with... Do you have a victim's advocate I can speak to in the police department, please?
Okay. Melanie, so where'd you get this order from?
So this is our mediation order. Okay. I also have another copy of the original copy of the court. This is my time with the kids. My husband's been hiding with them over a month out of state.
We talked to you the other day, right?
Yeah. So I asked for somebody to come in and check in on them to just make sure they're safe because my husband will, or my ex-husband will not talk to me.
So we told you they were safe yesterday, right, on the phone?
You said that on the phone, but they are supposed to be in my custody right now. Yeah, they are. There's no.
Okay, hey, right now we're working through something else, okay?
So he's lied to everyone saying he has. Okay. He said he's had a protection order against them, and there was nothing. I've never been served with anything. He's lied to everybody, and he kind of does.
So what were you wanting to happen tonight? Coming over here, were you going to try to take the kids away from them, or what's going on?
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to show. I was going to bring this copy to them and say this is my time with the kids.
Okay.
He's had them out of state, and he's been lying to. Everyone's protecting them. Like I know they're nice. My in-laws are nice people, but they've been lied to, saying that there's a protection order in place, and there isn't. My kids are. I'm worried they're in danger because my husband's been doing a lot of things that cause me to worry. He says he was shot at a month ago, and then he went into hiding, and no one in Arizona has seen him for weeks for my children, and he kept them out for over a month with truant absences. I asked an officer to just come over here last night to just make.
How is she gonna try to make sense of a? How is she gonna try to say that doesn't make sense? That her husband claims that he had been shot at, and it doesn't make sense to her that he went into hiding with his children. Somebody just tried to take his life. Damn, you fucking crazy woman. If somebody just tried to fucking take your life, you're not gonna take your children and go into hiding? Come on now. Did she really just say that crazy shit? Knowing she sent her uncle to try to fucking kill this man.
This is my time with the kids. Okay. He's had them out of state, and he's been lying to. Everyone's protecting them. Like I know they're nice. My in-laws are nice people, but they've been lied to, saying that there's a protection order in place, and there isn't. My kids are. I'm worried they're in danger because my husband's been doing a lot of things that cause me to worry. He says he was shot at a month ago, and then he went into hiding, and no one in Arizona has seen him for weeks for my children, and he kept them out for over a month with truant absences. I asked an officer to just come over here last night to just make sure they're safe, and he said I can't do a welfare check or a wellness check.
So did you not hear me when we were talking to you on the phone the other day and said we came here because you were here. We came here, we checked on the kids, they were okay.
Yesterday or the day before?
The day before.
I heard and I had to call in because I didn't know if that was. I just heard something on speaker. I didn't hear everything I heard. It wasn't super clear, and so I called in the next day and I said, "Can you?" Because
I don't want to have to go over there again. Can you send an officer?
Just came over here anyways when we told you that you
Well,
were trespassing. It doesn't matter, right?
Well, my children are
I
inside and they're
understand that,
probably in
right?
danger.
They're probably in danger. You know that for sure. Like,
I really appreciate and I really like how the police department, this particular police department, handled Melanie with all these claims, because had the police handled Lori in the exact same way that they are handling her, those kids, JJ and Tylee, might have been alive. The police are actually doing their due diligence and their job right now, protecting those children from Melanie.
Well, I know what my ex is capable of, and he has a lot of illegal, so I just wanted to make sure my kids were safe last night. And the officer.
So do you think
I
this
need to
was
speak
the
to a
right?
victim's advocate.
Okay, but you were trespassed, correct? Do you remember that on the phone?
How the fuck does she need to speak to a victim's advocate? She's not even a victim. This lady is so entitled. So entitled.
I asked you if you understood. You said that you did. So
okay.
So you understand you're trespassed, right?
Yes, but I believe with my order, I can come and just get my. I'm not going in.
Nope.
I'm not going into the house.
Nope.
You're
trespassing from the property. You being on the lawn right now is a violation of that trespass.
Well, I can get off.
Well, it doesn't
Just-
really matter now.
I'm not trying to barge into their house. I'm just trying to be peacefully, trying to do what's right and what's in my order.
Is this an order from Arizona?
Yes, it
When you were
is.
in there?
They're illegally out of state right now. Like he's keeping them out of school for over a month. I've been searching for them. I don't know what else to do. I asked someone to just come over and see if they're safe last night, and Carlson probably scared them off, saying there's a protection order. There's no protection order. We can go and look everything up right now.
Okay.
I haven't seen or talked to my kids. I have a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-year-old, and they haven't seen their mom for over. And my husband's been doing drugs, and he's.
Well, this is probably not the best way to go about it, right? To come here and try to.
I tried asking if an officer could just make sure they're
that,
safe.
And we told you
But
they were
I was
safe,
told
right?
I have a mediation. I have this court order saying it's my time. The kids, if I know where they're at, I can go and get them.
No, so you
Why is the internet tripping like that? Let's see.
can't come over here and forcefully take them.
Not forcefully, I'm
And
just
we can't
knocking,
come
saying
over here.
They've been working on the service in our area. Hold on just a second.
Build your brand online.
Scared them off, saying there's a protection order. There's no protection order. We can go and look everything up right now.
Okay.
I haven't seen or talked to my kids. I have a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-year-old, and they haven't seen their mom for over. And my husband's been doing drugs, and he's.
Well, this is probably not the best way to go about it, right? To come here and try to.
I tried asking if an officer could just make sure they're safe.
And we told you
But
they
I
were
was
safe,
told
right?
I have a mediation. I have this court order saying it's.
What is going on?
Time with the kids. If I know where they're at, I can go and get them.
No, so you can't come over here and forcefully take them.
Not forcefully,
and
I'm just
we
knocking,
can't come
saying
over here and
I'm just
forcefully
going to get them in
take
order
them
because I know
outright.
they've been lied to, saying
Okay,
there's a protection.
That's something that you're going to have to take up with the courts, right? Like we told you the other day. You're going to have
So
to go to
I
the
don't know if
courts.
they're safe, and I feel like they're in danger.
We can go in there and.
This police officer is sick and tired of her. He's about to start cussing her out.
I don't know if they're safe, and I feel like they're in danger.
We can go in there and check and see if they're safe, and then we can come back here and we can tell you they're safe. Stop talking. Okay, we can go in there, check if they're safe, but we already trespassed you from this property, saying you can't come back here. And what did you do? You came back here, and it doesn't matter if you got this piece of paper. We told you not to come back here, and you come back here, and you're upsetting everybody, and now it's just a whole freaking problem. So your whole thing is here is you want
Oh, hold on, y'all. I think maybe if I have it, is it still sped up? Yeah. Hold on. Let me put it back on normal. Maybe that's it.
To come here and check if
Okay.
they're safe. You want a welfare check on them?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, and it's my time.
Yeah. So that's another problem, right? So this is a whole civil problem. This is a whole court thing, okay? Because even if you do come here with these papers and say, "Yep, it's my time," they're not giving them back to me. Then the only thing you got to do is go to the courts and you got to say, "Hey, listen, if these are signed by a judge down there in the court or whatever, he can say, you know what, this is your time. Let's get this back in court."
The officer going back and forth between trying to remain calm and trying to make a point with her. Hold on. I have to play this part back one more time when he yelled at her.
And it doesn't matter if you got this piece of paper. We told you not to come back here, and you come back here and you're upsetting everybody, and now it's just a whole freaking problem. So your whole thing is here is you want to come here and check if they're safe. You want a welfare check on them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And it's my time.
Yeah. So that's another problem, right? So this is a whole civil problem. This is a whole court thing, okay? Because even if you do come here with these papers and say, "Yep, it's my time," they're not giving them back to me. Then the only thing you got to do is go to the courts and you got to say, "Hey, listen, if these are signed by a judge down there in the court or whatever, he can say, you know what, this is your time. Let's get this back in court. Let's have him come back to court. Let's do this. Then we can give you a report number, and we can stop talking. Stop talking. Okay, I'm explaining some things. Okay, are you understanding what I'm saying?
I am, sir.
So this isn't the best way to go about things.
Yes, sir.
You can bring up everything to the judge. You think he's doing drugs and that he's been getting shot at and that it's not a safe environment for your kids. But what you can't do is come to a place where you've been trespassed.
Yes, sir. I just thought with my order, then I can just. It's okay. Thank you.
So now there's a bigger problem here because we trespassed you and you weren't supposed to be on here and you're causing alarm to them and everything like that. Who's your judge down there? You don't know your judge? Who signed your papers? Where'd you even get these papers from?
They were mailed to me.
You live in Arizona?
Yes, sir.
Was this done in mediation or in court? Because I don't see anything.
It's a court ordered. So
I don't see anything signed by a
That's
judge.
what I was looking
I have
at.
the copy with more signatures if you want to see that. This was just for them. I was just bringing them to them because I know they've been monitored.
This is a mediated settlement agreement, not a court order.
Yes, the court mediation was.
Well, if it was done through mediation, it's not through the court. That just means that you guys sat down with the mediator, you agreed on something. This is not something that's been enforced by a judge.
It has, sir. I have the paperwork in the car.
So you guys went to court, you
Yes,
sat
sir.
there with the judge,
Yes,
made a determination.
Let's grab that real quick so I can
Yes,
see what
absolutely,
kind of
sir.
judge that
And
is.
I have a. Yeah. Sir, for him to check, like with the picture or something, just to make sure it is that.
What, you don't believe us that we can go in there and
sir,
check their well-being or
No,
what?
no, sir. They have tons of cousins over probably, and I just want to make sure that it's my kid.
We'll make sure. We're not here to lie to you or just make sure that your kids are not being
No,
taken
sir, I
care of.
know.
That's a huge
No,
deal
sir,
to
I
us,
don't
right?
think you would like me. I just want to make sure,
Kids
like, you don't know
are,
anything
yeah,
about
in
my
the state of Utah, kids are a big deal. So, like, we take that really seriously. So, if we're going to check out the kids' well-being, we're going to do that. We're not just going to tell you something that's not Where's your car? Behind the truck?
Yes, sir.
Is there anybody with you? What's his name?
Alex Cox.
Well, someone's got to be.
you guys still married?
Orders mailed out yet. I didn't have any copies, so he didn't have any tickets.
Okay. Have you been back to the court since he's left the state of Arizona?
I would love to speak to a victim's advocate.
Okay.
36, code 4.
Home in Arizona?
I'm not, and so I had to. I've just been looking for them. I don't know how to do it. I felt like it says in here to not go straight to filing court since there's a process that you both need to go by. We're supposed to contact each other first, and he hasn't been
So if
contacted.
you guys haven't been doing that, then you can
So there's a whole order. So I was just trying to do things the right way. I don't want all this drama and just he's trying to file something, would have heard. I don't know. I couldn't be at my house. I didn't feel safe. Having followed. I've tried to just do the best I can. Just going about this. I don't know. I've never done this before. Like I don't.
Okay, so the proper thing to go about this is, you know, when all things else are failing, what you got to do is go to the court. You got to see a judge. You got to do the whole court stuff.
Yeah, but no, it's a long process. Like I've already, he's been fighting with them for a month. Like how do I?
Hiding, and you can't get in contact with them. You're doing all this stuff, and the next step is to go to court and do all that stuff, right?
I couldn't safely do that, and so
You can't safely go to court.
no, I couldn't safely go to the.
Hello?
Just had a question. Were you guys looking at my car as well?
Nope, you're good.
Oh,
You
okay.
can keep on going, man. You're good.
Yeah, that's
Boomba.
possible, but
I mean, you guys can go in and make sure they're safe tonight. And I don't
Yeah,
know what he's
yeah,
gonna
we
do
have
tomorrow.
that.
I don't know if he's gonna go run away with the kids somewhere and if they're in danger. So I don't know if I have this and it says it's my time of the year. Like, how do
Actually,
I?
it doesn't say in the court order that you guys have a set schedule. It says that you guys have already do mediation.
We do. It's in here. It's just laying there.
Flexible parenting plan.
No, we have.
That's what it says.
We have set days, set weekends, and so we did set all of that.
Well,
And there's a lot in here
mediation
for.
you did, but in the court order it doesn't specify a specific time frame or a set schedule. It says that you've agreed in mediation to a flexible parenting plan, which can change at any time. There's no set time for parents.
Okay, what do you recommend for like? He's been hiding with them for over a month. Like that's not allowed. He's out of state with them. He's kept them out of school. They just got unenrolled from their school in Arizona.
so like I'm saying, we're not going to force the kids to come with you. We're not going to drag them out or take them or whatever like that. So what I'm telling you,
Like he said, he's not forcing the kids to come out. You're not supposed to be here. He's tired of telling you that, ma'am, you are trespassing and you must go through courts. And that's basically, let's see what else is. She doesn't want to understand.
Submitted by your mediator. Okay. So,
Facts
facts are. No, I don't want to see it. I actually don't want to see it. Facts are, I think you should get a citation right now for trespassing.
Citator. Give her a citation.
You want me to do it for you, Dave?
Sure. I haven't really done anything, so.
yeah, it's like follow up on it. Yeah. That's our case. So, just hang out here. Let's go grab our car and give her a case. Do that. So,
You want me to stay here?
yeah, just stay right here with these officers. We'll be back.
Y'all, the kids are probably looking out the window. The kids are probably looking out the window of the house talking about, mommy's a crazy bitch. Mommy's crazy.
Know that it has not been submitted. Their pictures look like?
Do I know what their pictures? Well, I don't know what the kids look like, but
So how do you know that was them?
how do you know that there's 4 kids in there?
Because
that
the officer
right?
said that all 4
What
of
was
my
it?
children.
was it a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-year-old, right? 3 boys, 1 girl.
No, 2 boys, 2 girls.
2 boys, 2 girls.
Sir,
The
is
youngest,
there a picture you can take to confirm
was the youngest one a girl?
Yes.
And then, so that would be your 2 and your 4-year-old a girl?
No, boy.
Boy.
Blonde, curly hair, dimples, blue eyes.
Yeah, they're all in.
Is there a way that...
I'm not going to go start snapping pictures of kids.
I
okay?
just... there have tons of cousins over there. How do I know that's them?
Are there tons of cousins over there? Right now? You know for a fact there's tons of cousins
They
over there? You can argue with me all day. You're not going to win.
I just would love to speak to the victims out
there. There's 4 children in there that are happy and healthy. Okay?
I hope so.
2 of them are playing Fortnite. The other 2 are watching Frozen. Is there anything else you want to know?
You just take their word that it's not filed in court because they have legal documents saying that it was filed in court and signed by him, by the judge, by our mediator. So you just take it's right here. I've been trying to show it to you.
Doesn't matter. I mean, again, still doesn't matter.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just here.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
I know.
Like the facts are is that like I'm not just gonna go there and remove the kids from the home.
You can do whatever you want.
So if it was filed on October 22nd,
yes, sir.
Why
am I here now?
Are you here now?
Sir, on October 16th, our meeting was filed, and then Brandon went into hiding with my children. They've been out of state for over a month, out of school, and I've been looking for them everywhere. Somebody said that they've seen Brandon, but not the kids, so I don't know if he split them up different places. Their schools, I have unenrolled them now. He's not supposed to take them out of state, and he's broken everything he's doing. He's lied and said that it hasn't been filed, and then he lied and said he has a protection order. There's nothing that has been filed, and we can look it up. I have it on my phone as well, the Superior Court.
Why doesn't it want to play? I don't understand. Come on. Why would I have to restart my whole device? Okay, hold on. I just closed it out. Anyways, she continues to argue with them like she knows what the fuck she's talking about. So I'm going to share this video of somebody else put together about the attempt on Brandon's life, her ex-husband.
You can't just turn.
And he died at their house. He was in Chandler. They think I'm involved in it. I have nothing to do with it. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, so that's her husband talking, her ex-husband.
Your car's still running too, dude.
It does. It's electric.
Okay. You can't just turn it off?
It doesn't turn off if the key's in there. It won't go anywhere. It's so far. If I walk away, the other doors will close. That's why I left it in.
Oh, serious? Okay.
This is the beginning of why Melanie no longer has her kids, her husband in her old life. This is going to give some insight onto when she tried to have her husband Brandon killed.
Gotcha. Never mind. I'll leave it in there then.
Sorry. I'm just a little nervous.
So, did you like bend down when it hit in there?
No, I didn't know what was going on, man. I just pulled up. I just got going to the gym. I was going to head to work. There's a Jeep parked there. Thought it was weird that
Where was the park?
Texas plates just right there where your car is, just parked towards that van. And then they had the back. They lifted the back thing, and I saw the muzzle. I heard a bang. My window shattered, and it was like, well, it's pointed there.
Go just right over here.
Where were you on the car?
Driving.
No, like in the street. Where were you when it hit you?
I literally just didn't turn into my driveway because I saw the thing come up, and it was such a weird thought to me. I was like, what the heck, this is weird. I do have cameras, by the way.
You do?
Nest camera right here, so we might be able to see something. So I pulled in, and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to pull in my driveway. I was noticing that. I saw it come up, and I heard the bang, and immediately I just pushed the gas and went forward because I was like, I'm getting shot at. I didn't know. For a second there, it didn't go through my window, so I was thinking maybe it's just a paintball gun or something. And I still thought that all the way till I saw that there's a bullet up there.
Okay.
Or what looks like a bullet.
Hold up your nest, see if it shows anything, even like the Jeep pulling up or anything. It's a Wrangler, is that what you said?
Now, the green you're talking about, are we talking that type of green?
Okay, so just for a little bit more background, in court yesterday, in the trial of Lori Vallow yesterday, the big thing about the things that Alex, which is Lori's brother, has done in this case, he is now deceased. He is now dead. He cannot be held accountable for the shit that he did. But the FBI did investigate, and they have brought out some of the investigation in the trial. And yesterday, if you go back and listen to yesterday's audio, which I didn't listen to all of it, but I know that they talked about they found one of Alex's phone. He had a regular phone, and then he had like a bajillion track phones. But they found two of his track phones in his Rexburg apartment. And they took his phones and they tracked and pinged all his different locations. And he was, I don't know if he was in this area when this happened, but they also discovered that Alex went and got his windows tinted on this exact day, right before this attempted shooting happened. And he is also in Toddy Ryan's Jeep. She had a gray Jeep, and he was in her Jeep. And then there was also footage from the same time frame when he and Lori were putting the seat of the Jeep. So the back seat of the Jeep, they took out of the Jeep and they put it into a storage unit. And so all these things that come together pretty much prove that Alex is the one that attempted. So his wife's uncle is the one that attempted to kill him. And he pulled up. The thing is, him and Melanie were already having problems. And he moved his home, and nobody knew where he lived at. And so this happened right in front of his driveway. Like he just said, Brandon just said he was coming home from the gym. He was about to pull into his driveway. And instead of pulling into his driveway, when he got shot at, he just continued to keep going. And he just said that he saw a Jeep Wrangler that was behind him. So let's continue.
Like a hunter green?
Like a pukey green.
He said it's like a green color. The actual color of the vehicle, I believe, to be gray. It was a gray Jeep Wrangler, and it was Tylee's car. So he used Tylee's car to go do all these crimes and stuff.
Like a puke green.
Okay, that's kind of more of a pukey green. Are we talking a chartreuse? I know it sounds like got a gazillion colors green.
Let me just try and find it on my nest.
Look at your nest. He's got a nest right there.
Fantastic. Do you have is that your car registered to you? The driver or your registration? Oh.
Yo, that sounds like the same police officer that was there when Charles was complaining to the police about Lori. That lady right there. That sounds like the exact same lady police officer that was there when Charles was complaining.
I'll just get all your.
Like that puke green?
Like that.
Like this puke green.
Yeah, that color right there. That's the color.
It's more of like a camel green. There you go. Camel green.
Oh, camel green. Okay.
You're good, dude.
Um,
Are they sending a detective out? This definitely.
I don't know.
Or the detective
Is,
should come
I'm
out.
assuming,
I'm still recording.
Oh, I am too. Scott's
I'm
coming
gonna
out.
walk up. Is he?
I don't know.
I think you need to call him.
Well,
Did
I
you
thought
call
he
him?
was well, you just said about Scott coming out.
No, I said.
Yeah, that might be her. That might be that same police officer. But this is let's see. This is let me stop sharing that. This is her Jeep right here. So this is a picture of her Jeep right here. Yeah, right here. Right here. Okay, so they're saying green, or are they saying gray? It looks gray to me. I don't know. What does it look gray or does it look green? It looks gray to me.
Said I would call him.
Oh,
do you want me to call him?
I thought he was coming out.
I'll call him right now.
Get him on the radio and say, "Come on out."
Did their body cam cut off the audio? Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Vaping addiction.
$11.24 back. Can I get a third unit too? I'm going to do a canvas of this street to see if we can find anything. I'm going to do a line search down the street, see if we can see any casings or anything, Marianne. Did you hear me? Yeah, listening. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you're gonna do a campus.
Yeah.
Do a line search.
Let's actually block off this road. The dude actually got shot right here.
In my personal opinion, they want to do all this investigating for Brandon, which is good, which saved his life and saved his children's life. But if these police officers had done this for Tammy and if they had done this for Charles, they may still be alive to this day, and those children may still be alive too. I don't know about y'all's personal opinion, but I think that I think law enforcement is to blame on some of this, because we have Charles on camera on plenty of times saying that he felt like Lori was out to get him. She said she was going to kill him. He was worried for the kids. You have Tammy calling the police about 10 days before she was murdered about somebody shooting at her in a black ski mask. And they did not even canvass the area. They did not go asking. They did not go knock on the neighbors' doors to see if they saw anything, if they had cameras. They did no investigations into the attempted deaths and shootings of Tammy and Charles as well, because she had tried to kill Charles well before Alex actually killed him.
They shot right into his A-frame right here.
Really?
Yep. So I want to do a line search down the street, see if we can see any casings or anything. If you want to block off the road right there,
yep.
I'll have whoever's coming in there. He said it happened right around here, though.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually have Marianne pull up there to stop people from turning down this way. What do you think?
Who else is coming?
I don't know. Hey, Marianne, actually, will you pull your car up in front of that truck and block the road?
Yeah, I was certain he was a Texas boy.
I don't know. Yeah. I haven't really listened to what he's saying.
What did he say about? I'm curious.
It's a camel green. Where are you going to?
Well, I'm going around the block. I just picked up my mail. I live.
Okay. Do you might do me a favor and back up this way? We're trying to block off this right here. Okay.
Oh, what's happening?
I really can't tell you. We're just investigating something right now. Okay.
Nosy lady, ma'am, please get out the way like he told you.
Thank you. Will you block that off? Yeah, just have him come meet you.
All the way down.
Well, the Jeep was supposedly parked in front of that van, but it took off that way, so I still want to search all the way down that way just to make sure we don't miss it.
I'll have him block off.
Yeah. We probably need a fourth. We probably could use 4. Do you think we could do 3 up and the 3 back? What do you think? I'm going off.
There's some things that you may not know about me.
There's stuff I haven't told you.
You guys, this video is almost over. A few more minutes. Is there anything else that y'all want to see? I'm going to try to find a little bit more about Melanie because I still have about 45 minutes of free time. I'll finish playing this, and then I'm going to look up and see if I can dig up anything else important about Melanie.
Hey, buddy, I never even got your name. What is it?
Brandon.
Brandon? I just want to verify only one shot, right?
One shot.
That you heard of and that you know of, right?
Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm asking is I just want to make sure it didn't go anywhere else. I'm pretty sure it's stuck in the frame there.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure there's nothing else that I need to be looking for either.
One shot. I drove
Okay.
off quick. They were surprised, I think, as much as I was.
Okay.
They probably thought they were going to hit me. I mean, it was
Okay.
24.
So you know what we're doing. I'm going to get a bunch of cops here. We're going to walk down the street just to see if we see any shell casings or anything like that. I don't think I'm going to see it because it probably stayed in the Jeep.
It was very professional, whatever they're doing.
Okay. So I'm just going to do that just to make sure of everything. Did your camera, does it get
I didn't have
anything?
it turned on. I just installed it, so I didn't have the recording turned on.
Okay. All right.
This is my friend. Okay, he's here.
Yeah, if he can just stay down there. Yep, that's perfect. He's got his friend coming up right here too.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a line search just to let you know.
Yes, what you just said.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for them to get here and then we'll do it.
Perfect.
And at the same time, we'll look for any other cameras. So he's saying one shot. So going off.
Ooh, I do have another video to share, a good one, a real good one about Melanie. But I was going to say, apparently, Alex, he was considered the family hitman, and he went to the gun range all the time. But apparently, he was not a good damn aim. He missed Brandon. Brandon just said whoever this was a professional. I mean, you wouldn't even have been able to say that if he was really truly a professional marksman, because he missed. He missed when he was right in front of Tammy in her driveway. He was standing right in front of her. She was talking to him, asking him, "What are you doing and who are you?" But yet you missed shooting her. Did Alex really want to kill these people for his sister and her new husband? Or did he just go out on these missions and just bullshit? And then they just would come up with another plan later. Like, okay, we're going to just, they tried to shoot Tammy 10 days later. What they do, smother her with a pillow? They're like, well, that didn't work, so we'll try something else. Shit's crazy. These people are crazy. Okay, also, if you haven't had the understanding yet that there are two Melanies in this case. Melanie Gibb, that is Lori's best friend. This is a different Melanie. This is her niece, and she has been dubbed the nickname Melanice. And so they're two different Melanies and two different, completely different people. But it can be confusing when you're trying to follow along. Mel G is Lori's best friend. Melanice is Lori's niece, who used to be married to Brandon. But let me go find this one video. It's hilarious to me.
Okay, so things have changed a little bit. Okay. We made a mistake and didn't catch on until afterwards.
Okay.
Your criminal trespass is enhanced to domestic violence.
How does that work?
Because you were in a domestic relationship, you had, in-laws there. You trespassed. You entered the garage. unlawfully. So we're actually going to be taking you into custody tonight.
Okay.
So I'm just going to need you to go ahead and stand up, face away from me, place your hands behind your back.
Do you want me to just leave?
You can just set that right there. We'll take everything with you.
Okay.
Is your uncle still out there?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. All right.
So do you have anything on you that would be considered illegal in a correctional facility? Drugs, knives, weapons?
Guns, knives, alcohol, drugs,
sorry,
anything like that.
I don't drink.
I'm gonna.
Okay. All right. I can go give these to your uncle. You probably want this to have some contact information and stuff. They can hold this at the jail for you, or if you want.
You can give it to my uncle.
Do you know phone numbers off of this and everything? So.
Hello.
Do you want to take that with so that way when you are released you can make contact?
Yeah.
Okay. Are these cuffs too tight?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and double lock them so they don't cinch up on the ride over to the jail. Okay.
Is that call still open or no?
Yeah. Okay. All right, just go ahead and follow. Okay. I'm just gonna come right back here.
Grab a bunch of stuff out of that back seat. So. Just have to come up here for me. Just at the front while I am.
Here, just go ahead and stand right here.
Oh, now she want to stand there and look all pitiful and sad. No, ma'am. They told you 100 times you are trespassing. You cannot be here. She's just like her Aunt Lori. No understanding of law. Doesn't feel like it applies to her.
Can you at least let?
Yeah, we'll let him know.
You really will.
Yeah. Yep, we'll let him know before we leave. That way he's not sitting around waiting for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Let's go ahead and have a seat in there. Put your seatbelt on.
Okay, go climb in there.
Never been in a cop car before.
Well, apologize that it's got to be like this, but we'll make it as painless as possible. Do you want me to go let Uncle know? Or do you want to do it? We pull up over there?
I don't know if I want to pull up over there because I don't want him to see her, you know. So.
Okay. Do you want me to go over there then?
We can go over there real quick and just. Wow.
He pulled up. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, did what?
That's him right there.
Yeah. I just didn't want one of us along, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Mr. Cox? Yeah. I'm going to leave this with you. Melanie's going to be going to the Utah County Jail tonight.
Okay.
So she wanted to leave that with you.
All right.
I'm sure she'll reach out to you as soon as she's able to, okay?
So where would I bail her out, or?
Yeah, you're going to be able to bail her out. It doesn't take very long to process her,
Okay.
but she's going to be at the Utah County Jail.
She has phone calls there, so I can ask her for a emergency contact, and we can give her your information.
I don't know if I don't think she has my number.
Not in her phone. Does she have it in her phone?
Yeah, it's in her phone.
Oh yeah, we're taking her phone with her,
Okay.
so that way she can have all the numbers and stuff like that. But unfortunately, our hands are tied with the law and stuff like that, and this is just what's got to happen. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Any
sir.
other questions, concerns for us?
How much is bail going to be on that?
I don't know.
Any idea?
Not
No.
yet.
She, yeah, when she gives you a call, she'll know the bail amount, so she can tell
that's
you.
all.
But okay,
Cool.
all right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
He didn't even ask her. He didn't even ask the police what she did or nothing. He just want to know how much bail.
Are you a YouTuber?
Bail.
Get subscribers every month with AI. Growing your YouTube.
This seems like they could turn their audio off on their cameras. Yeah. I don't hear anything else, but she got arrested for trespassing. Yep. Let's see if I can find anything else out about Melanie. Stop that. I'm going to do a live stream with each specific person in the case. I think I want to do either Melanie Gibb next or Alex Cox. If y'all have a specific person in the case that y'all want me to like deep dive into, you can put it in the chat or come back in the comments and let me know. I'll do Lori, I'll do Chad. I'm going to do them later. So I really want to either do Melanie Gibb or Alex next. I think maybe Alex next. Oh, here's a friend of theirs that's breaking the silence.
Now, a disclaimer. Jess shares in this interview personal events, how she experienced them, and shares her personal opinions. Both Hidden True Crime and Jess understand that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This interview took place June 30th, the day after Lori Vallow was charged in Arizona for conspiring in the murder.
So y'all, this is a friend of Brandon and Melanie. Let's see what she has to say about them.
Of her then husband, Charles Vallow. At the time of this interview, no charges in the shooting investigation surrounding Brandon Boudreaux have been made, but Arizona police say it is still an active investigation.
Jess, thank you for being here. Will you tell me who you are?
To really explain who I am, I guess I have to explain who I'm associated with.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband, I'm not going to say his name, and Brandon are business partners, Brandon Boudreaux. They've been friends for about 12 years. They've been business partners for 10 or 11 years. Melanie, I met Melanie in the fall of 2010.
Okay, and Melanie, for everyone, is Melani Boudeaux. This was when she was Brandon's wife, correct?
Oh, yep, she was Boudreaux. Melanie and I were pretty good friends. We went on a vacation, just the two of us and two of our kids. We would go to concerts. We did a 5K. She would come over regularly. I would go over there regularly. I knew Lori through Melanie, mostly at birthday parties, but Lori was such a big part of Melanie's life that when she's with me, she's talking about Lori. And because I was in her life and she's with Lori, she's talking about me. So when I would see Lori, she wasn't a stranger to me. She was, you know, I would give her a hug and I'd ask her about the adoption, or I would ask her about whatever, and she knew stuff about my life. I knew Tylee and JJ very little. Again, mostly just from birthday parties, but they would be, not really so much Tylee, but they would be playing in the pool.
Yeah.
Charles and my husband and Brandon. My husband was really good friends with Charles. He and Brandon and Charles were actually in the process of doing a startup when Charles was killed. Just like an additional side business on top of what they were already doing. Then Zach. When Zach was in Arizona, he worked for my husband and Brandon. So I was just kind of in the thick of everything, just by association.
Makes sense, right? You know everyone because of this circle of close friends. You're close with Melanie, you're close with Brandon, they're close with Lori and Charles, and then you're going to know the children. So you know every player in.
Yeah. So I never really got to know personally Charles or Zach. I know Zach really well, like without talking to him, just because he worked for my husband. But we really didn't talk, the two of us. The business was kind of the hub. Natalie Pawlowski, when she was in the process of finding everything, that's where she was calling, was the business. They were working with Natalie to try to, you know what they did.
Right.
Working with Natalie for that. And so it kind of indirectly became this hub of information because that's just where everybody was.
Right. Everyone was kind of coming together, even just before the public even knew about what was going on. Everyone in Arizona and your circle was sort of coming together and figuring out information. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Before this was ever in the media, what is happening?
Yeah. So, and it was such a crazy thing because it kind of, for me, it starts in 2017, kind of indirectly, because I brought home 2 foster kids in 2017. And then that same year, I got a MRSA infection and I got really, really sick. I almost died. During that time, me and Melanie had a little bit of a falling out. I was really angry with her. And then the end of 2018, I was feeling better and she contacted me and she said that she wanted to work it out. And, you know, I'm not someone that wants to hold a grudge. I don't want to be angry. So she came over in December of 2018. And by then she was fully entrenched. And she was telling me about preparing a people. The reason she was telling me was because I had been so sick. And it was kind of presented as health and wellness.
This will help you. This will help you heal.
Yeah, because I was starting to transition into a very organic lifestyle, trying to just do everything I could to be healthy. And so she and Lori were getting into that, and that's some of what they would focus on. But as she was telling me about preparing a people, I couldn't get on board with it. It was a little too weird. It was too much. It was too much.
Well,
but
what would she tell you when you say alternative healing? Was there essential oils involved, or was it just blessings and spiritual things?
It's the spiritual stuff. It's the you know, kind of like the stuff that Julie Rowe does, like
The energy healing.
the energy healing, there's a lot of like pendulum, you know, asking spirits to tell you based on pendulums.
Melanie or Lori brought that up to you?
Melanie was talking about some things. I can't really say exactly what she was talking about right now. When, you know, later I could. But she was just talking about it, and I just felt like it was too weird. I felt like if she was happy, if she felt fulfilled, then I was happy for her. And I would support her. I told her that if she wanted to give me a pamphlet, that I would look at it. Or if there was a workshop on clean eating, I would go to that. But then 2019 came, and that's when Lori really went off the rails. And that's when Melanie started believing the things that Lori said and getting more involved.
When you say go off the rails, what's the difference between 2018 and 2019? What does that mean or look like?
2018 was very quiet. It was just people going to meetings and listening to podcasts. It was it's pretty innocent. Lori,
The people.
Okay. Hey, to anybody new that is joining the stream, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe. I'm trying to kind of grow the page so that we can all come together and talk about true crime in our free time. And we can speculate. We can be expert speculators on all of this. But right now, I am playing back an interview between Lauren and I think her name is Jess. But she is a friend of Melani and Brandon Boudeaux. And I'm going to let it play because I just finished folding all my laundry. And I'm going to start putting it away. And I'm going to let it play for like 10 or 15 more minutes. And then I will probably drop off for the day. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, a few times a week, I'm going to go live. And if I do like a morning live, I will probably put like a theme to the live. So today was Melani Boudeaux Pawlowski. And I will think of who I want to do on Thursday.
Preparing a people stuff was innocent.
from the outside,
Okay.
you know, I know from within that there was starting to be some issues, but from the outside, what I knew about it, it was not a big deal. It was just podcasts and stuff.
What you're observing was okay, right? Nothing
Yeah.
shocking. Yeah.
Sure. It was weird, but it wasn't dangerous.
That makes sense.
So Lori starts saying really odd things, starts doing really odd things. Zach is
podcaster, content creator, YouTuber. Riverside is your online recording studio.
staying with them. He's telling us about it. Brandon is going through, you know, the divorce with Melanie and talking about that. And Charles was talking to my husband and to Brandon and to Zach, and, you know, everybody just kind of saying what was happening. So we just kind of knew what was happening. But honestly, in the beginning, it was just weird. Like it was not threatening. It was just weird. When Lori said later that she was going to destroy Charles, even when I heard that, I thought she meant financially or his reputation. I never, ever, I don't think anybody thought that she was going to be violent. And I didn't know that she had threatened his life until he was already gone. It was really crazy though, because people were starting to, right before Charles died, starting to get worried, like what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
I've told you this, my aunt is diagnosed schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was a teen, I grew up with that. I'm familiar with that. And so when we were going through these things, it was deja vu for me. And I was like, either they're brainwashed or there's some mental health issues. Something changed very drastically in 2019. The day that Charles died, you know, Zach kind of talked about it in his interview. Nobody knew. They didn't tell anybody. That was like, I think it was a Thursday. And that Saturday, Melanie was out of town. My family was just swimming. And Brandon, Melanie was moving out. Brandon was just packing. And then he gets a call that Charles has been shot. And he calls my husband. My husband just runs. He's just like, Charles is dead. And I asked him who shot Charles, and he said Alex. And I was like, that wasn't self-defense. And he's like, nobody thinks it's self-defense. Nobody thought it was
right away.
Yeah, everybody knew that it wasn't self-defense. Brandon was really scared. He was like, I'm gonna be next. So
He sensed it already.
he knew when he found out. So my husband ran off, which was good, you know, to go support Brandon. I was really worried about Tylee and JJ. Since I've adopted from the foster system, I know that CPS should get involved.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did. I was thinking if Tylee and JJ were in danger, it was in the beginning when they had time to talk. And then nothing happened.
When you say the beginning, you mean when Charles was shot or before?
Charles was shot. Yeah, it was, if they were in danger, it would be while they had time to talk. When I found out that they weren't in the house when it happened, I was like, okay, so they didn't directly witness the killing. That's what saved them.
Mm-hmm.
Or humanity, but you know. So months start to go by and we're thinking that they're safe, that Tylee and JJ are safe. Lori leaves. We're all thinking that the police are investigating Charles's death, which I guess they didn't for several months. That's what I was told. And then Melanie takes off. We didn't know that Tylee and JJ were even missing in September. And then one day in October, I get a call again. I was at home and my husband says, someone tried to kill Brandon. And we're at the police station. He's okay. And Brandon, to me, in Arizona, most of us don't have any family. So we kind of become each other's family.
You're all transplants, and so you find your community.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So for Brandon to be in danger, to me, would be like if someone said someone shot at my brother.
Yeah.
And so it was really obviously upsetting. And I think one of the most upsetting things was my husband said, Brandon's flying out tomorrow. Can he stay with us tonight? And I was like, of course he can. And then I was like, wait, can he? Which felt horrible. If your friend's life is in danger, you have to consider if helping them puts your family in danger.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really horrific thought. And then I just said, just sneak him in, because we got to keep our family safe.
Right.
We have to help Brandon. So that night they came, and I can't really describe what Brandon looked like. It was awful. It was awful.
Can you try to explain? Was it emotions that you saw or what?
He looked like a ghost. He looked like he was going to break. But he has 4 kids.
Right, go ahead.
He has 4 kids. You can't have a mental breakdown. And I ran over to him and I hugged him, and he hugged me so tight, and I
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your store on.
I'm trying really hard not to cry. It was awful. It was awful. He flew out the next day. And
with the children.
and then it started. And then the horror started because Brandon's on the run, and he's on the run with his kids. I kind of told this to you, and it's not something I really talk about, but one of the hardest things for me in this situation is that I was really good friends with Melanie. And I want her to be innocent so badly, even still. And I don't believe she is. So to me, Melanie died too. My friend died too. And Lori, the Lori that I knew. And nobody wants to hear the, I mean, no one is all good and no one is all bad. And so when all these things are happening, I remember the good things. I know really good things about these people, but I can't ignore reality.
Hey, and Melanie's friend Jess is right. You can't ignore reality, which a lot of people try to do in this case. Let's go see. I have about 1 more minute and I'm going to drop off because I need to put all my laundry away. I got to go make a run and do some different things. I'm going to start keeping up with the today's trial. I like to go look at the Twitter feeds. And then there's also another lady named KJ and the Rays. I'm going to, if y'all want to finish this particular, let me get the link for it. If you want to finish this particular interview with Melanice's friend, Brandon and Melanice's friend, is over on Hidden True Crime. Y'all go over there and subscribe to Lauren's page. Subscribe to Lauren and Dr. John. They have a lot about this particular case. Lauren also goes live every night with the trial audio, and she does go subscribe to her because she also does. She's at the trial right now as we speak. She's been there the last 4 or 5 weeks, and she does a lunch live. So when they break for lunch during the trial, she will come outside and she'll go live for like 15 to 20 minutes, and she will break down everything that's going on. I dropped the link right there to the actual video. So if you want to click on that, it's going to take you to Lauren's page, Hidden True Crime. And let me find the page that has, okay, let me stop sharing this. I appreciate everybody for coming. I'm going to share with you guys the page that I go to for this lady. She reads all the tweets. So if you don't want to go to Twitter and you want to hear somebody, she's live now. So let me get her link for you. You could run over and jump into her live. Everybody could go over and support KJ in the race. She's awesome. She's amazing. She's fun to watch. This is her page right here. Y'all can run over and that's the actual live right there that I just shared. And then when you get onto her live, you can click and it'll let you subscribe to her. She goes live every day during the trial, and she's going to go and read Nate Eaton's Twitter. Sometimes if I find something interesting going on in the case, I will go and make a quick video on it. So if you go look through my videos, there are some, highlights of the trial, but I don't just do videos of the entire trial. I just pick and choose what sounds interesting or what stands out to me. Y'all, do y'all think that let me go jump on. am addicted to these Twitter updates. Let's see. It is Tuesday, right? Before I drop off, let's see if there's somebody up here. Let's see if somebody's up on the stand. Let's see who it is. Oh my gosh, they started court like a while ago. Hold on. It's still it looks like the medical examiner might still be up there. They brought her back. The medical examiner, Dr. Eric Christensen, will be back on the stand for the cross-examination. Yesterday, he testified about bruises found on Tammy Daybell's body during her autopsy. So they're just talking to her. John Pryor is in the courtroom today. He got to come get his insight for Chad. So John Thomas is cross-examining Dr. Eric Christensen. They did not test the pink foam that was around Tammy's mouth when she was found dead. Her mouth was inspected, all type of stuff. I wanted to see if Ian or if Melanice was going to take the stand soon. I don't know. But I'm going to get off of here. There's a lot of Twitter updates already. Then they brought somebody named Deputy Greenhall on the stand, talking about the attempted murder of Tammy and her death investigation on October the 19th. Okay, and that's it so far. They'll probably go to a recess soon anyways. Thanks for coming, you guys. I'll probably go back live again Thursday, and I have a whole bunch of videos that I want to do. So be on the lookout for all my videos. If you're listening to the replay, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and thank you guys for coming. Y'all have a good Tuesday. I will see you guys later.